Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I am Adrian Atkinson. Today we look at the transformation taking place to modernize the public sector, as well as scholarships to advance the educational capacity of public sector workers. And in the words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, it is by education that we become prepared for all duties and responsibilities in life. Stay with us. The news of the day is after this message.
We all play a pivotal role in proactively filling up the blood bank by donating blood, by encouraging those who can donate to do so regularly, and by offering support, whatever that looks like. So be it to retweet it, be it to ask a family member, tell a friend, a co-worker, a colleague, even a stranger.
1 liter of blood can save 3 lives. You can give half of that at any of the Ministry of Health and Wellness's blood collection sites. There is no time to wait in a time of crisis where blood is needed. Every passing moment, the life of someone who needs blood hangs in the balance.
I stand here before you as a testimony of the life-saving effects of donating blood. Someone gave, that's why I am alive today.
If you are 17 to 60 years old and in good health, please give so others can live.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, September 14, 2023. With an almost 5-fold increase in suspected and confirmed cases of dengue fever, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has ramped up measures to prevent an outbreak of the mosquito-borne disease. The ministry is reporting that as of Monday, September 11, there are 316 suspected, presumed, and confirmed dengue cases. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton gave the update during a press conference at his New Kingston offices on Wednesday.
For us, it represents a concern, clearly not a panic, but a concern, because it is almost 5 times or a 5-fold increase when compared to the corresponding period in 2022, where 65 cases were reported.
All parishes have had dengue reported, and 39 confirmed cases have been detected in 6 of them. Of these, 38 were identified as dengue serotype 2 and 1 as dengue serotype 4. Minister Tufton says type 2 has not predominated in the population since 2010, and this is a significant development because it heightens the risk of a possible outbreak. He's also urging parents to be extra cautious, as most of the confirmed cases, 20 of the 39, are among children aged 5 to 14 years.
In this instance, because of the long period since we have identified the strain 2, the likelihood, particularly of the younger population, being at a higher risk is greater. And so part of the call from the Ministry of Health and Wellness is to encourage parents to treat children who have a fever with paracetamol and to avoid aspirin and aspirin-like medications such as ibuprofen.
Jamaica's last dengue outbreak was in 2019, and the ministry has enhanced its vector control program to try and prevent another. Additional funding of $200 million has been provided by the National Health Fund to support activities like drain cleaning in areas where the vector index is highest. The local government ministry will also be making an allocation to the municipal authorities for similar work. The inspection of schools for mosquito breeding sites, which started over the summer, will continue through to the end of this month. Additionally, 500 temporary vector control workers have been engaged, and 60 vector vehicles are available across the country to facilitate intensified activities. The health minister also assures that there is adequate stock of insecticides in case of an outbreak, and replacement supplies are being procured. Fogging has intensified, with activities extended to 7 days per week. Importantly, persons are being urged to regularly search their homes and workspaces to find and destroy mosquito breeding sites. Ground is to be broken shortly for the development of a water treatment plant in Content, St. Catherine. The $77 million contract was signed last November for the project, which will provide more than 15 million gallons of water daily to St. Catherine and Kingston and St. Andrew. Approximately 150,000 customers of the National Water Commission are expected to benefit from the system. Minister with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, says this will reduce the impact of water shortages in periods of low rainfall.
We expect that development to take no more than 2 years. The projections are between 18 months and 2 years. So the investment is being made where this doesn't become the permanent discussion.
Minister Samuda was speaking yesterday at the weekly post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. He says the water systems that supply the eastern section of the country are most affected by the meteorological drought that continues to impact the island. According to the NWC's data, the alluvial wells in Kingston and St. Andrew are keeping pace, but the Seaview water treatment plant is only providing 2 million gallons daily of its usual 2.6 million gallons. As for the Constant Spring water treatment plant, the daily distribution has fallen to 5.5 million gallons from the normal 18 million. There is also a significant decline in the daily output for the Mona system, which is now delivering 7.8 million of the usual 16 million gallons. And the Hope water treatment plant is pushing out a little over 1 million gallons less than the normal 4.5 million gallons daily. On a more positive note, Minister Samuda says there has been an increase in transfers from the Rio Cobre to 6 million gallons to offset some of the reductions.
So for those who are experiencing significant and very stressful impact of water lockoffs, we want them to understand that this is what the reduction in rainfall has caused.
Jamaica is set to welcome more flights from Canada with a new twice-weekly service from Canada Jetlines starting this November. The service is set to start on November 5 with flights on Saturday and Sunday between Toronto and Montego Bay. Director of Sales and Business Development at Canada Jetlines, Sanjay Kapalkar, says the airline is excited about the partnership and plans to increase the number of weekly flights.
Starting with 2 flights a week, increasing to 3 flights a week by winter, and depending on how we progress and getting the new aircraft which are lined up as well for the first quarter of 2024, we will definitely look at flying at least 5 times a week into Jamaica.
Mr. Kapalkar made the announcement during a media breakfast meeting at the JPEX conference on Tuesday. He added that for the future, Canada Jetlines would consider expanding services to Kingston. In response, Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says this development from Jamaica's second largest source market for tourists will help the ministry reach its goal of 5 million visitors within the next 5 years. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, has partnered with the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, for the beautification of a section of downtown Kingston. The TEF is to fund the beautification of Church Street in the vicinity of the council building. Mayor of Kingston, Delroy Williams, says the Church Street beautification project is part of the transformation and re-imaging of the city. The project will include the planting of trees between Barry Street and Port Royal Street.
Which also includes the bricking of the roadway from Barry Street to Port Royal Street, and also muralizing sections of it, and also I believe the installation of flag poles along the stretch. We believe that that ties in well with the space that we refer to as Culture Key, which has been becoming very active over the last year or so.
The mayor says he's excited about the creative art walks being done. He's encouraging other groups to determine what other activities can be done within the space. And finally, the Ministry of Education has announced that Grade 5 PEP mock exams have been marked and the results will be released soon. The Grade 3 diagnostic test results will also be posted soon, and these will be seen on the National Student Registration System, NSRS. Portfolio Minister Favour Williams made the announcement announcement during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing. She also reported that the ministry had seen an improvement in the delivery of guidance and counseling services in 156 schools. This, she promised, would continue in the new school year.
We want to bolster our efforts to support the socioeconomic development of our students and their families.
And that's it for GIS News today. Thanks for watching. I'm Theodore Henry.
Keep that smile on their faces and preserve their innocence. Cherish the moments you have with them and create the best memories. Let's inspire our children to dream big and work hard to achieve all they aspire to be. Take the time to listen to our children and really hear their side of the story. Our children deserve love and the right to access their basic needs. Do your part and protect our children.
The Marcus Garvey Scholarship is one of the many opportunities that are available to public sector workers to pursue higher levels of education. Let's look at this year's proud recipients.
The ends you serve that are selfish will take you no further than yourself, but the ends you serve that are for all, in common, will take you even into eternity.
During our deliberations, the members of the panel agreed that it was an invaluable experience interacting with the candidates who were shortlisted and interviewed. We were impressed with the caliber of the candidates, their educational achievement, the passion for the work that they do, and a vision of the impact that their training will have on national development.
As part of the government's continued drive to provide world-class education and training to its citizens, a key component incorporates the alignment of the training needs to the present and future demands of the country. The Marcus Garvey Scholarship Program is an initiative of the Government of Jamaica in responding to the need to unearth latent potential within the public sector, to develop individuals who can advance the GOJ's core deliverables against a changing global landscape.
Talk to them. This is the land of kings and queens.
Jamaicans must reign supreme.
One love,
one heart, united in a dream.
working together as a team.
Scientists claim
It's a mystery
fastest human
in a history.
If a reggae music
Our
card
place in the track.
salute the green, the gold and the black.
If a reggae music,
Our place in the track
salute
the green, the gold and the black.
jump down baby, jump down baby. And we are the future.
Generation jump.
As we reflect on the words of Marcus Garvey, a visionary leader whose principle continues to inspire us, we remind ourselves of the importance of resilience, courage, and a positive mindset that is needed to shape our collective destiny. It was Marcus Garvey who said, "With confidence, you have won before you have started." The recipients of the Marcus Garvey Scholarship has demonstrated this confidence by standing out in the pursuit of excellence.
year, the selection committee, which is chaired by His Excellency, the Governor General, has a difficult time, a challenging time, with a number of quality applications that are received. But the good thing is that this is a big scholarship, and I want to encourage all those in the public service who are thinking about applying to go ahead and apply for the Marcus Garvey Public Sector Graduate Scholarship, and to congratulate all those who have been successful in being awarded a Marcus Garvey Public Sector Graduate Scholarship. You are a part of changing Jamaica.
Caller, you are now on air.
Okay, so I recently graduated from high school and I'm nervous about what's next. Some motivation would help.
All right, caller, we have just what you need.
What you are getting today is a passport to the world, and you are going to decide how high your plane will fly. Because even though you have a passport, it doesn't mean that there won't be turbulence in the sky and some scary moments where you have to hold on to your seat and have faith that you will make it. I want you to remember the 5 important P's that help me to be successful. Positivity, perseverance, professionalism, progressiveness, and having a prosperous spirit. I can guarantee you that if you follow that template in life, you will be successful.
A lot of work has been taking place to modernize the public sector and make it more efficient. Let's look at the convenient way to do business with Tax Administration Jamaica.
Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, operates as the country's premier revenue collecting agency. But have you ever tried to do business at the tax office? How was your experience? Well, you can now say goodbye to waiting in long lines and hello to fast and efficient services. So whether it is applying for a TRN, TCC, or paying taxes, the TAJ is allowing you to complete your transactions online. There are now more choices available for businesses, independent contractors, partnerships, provident societies, other organizations, and the general public about obtaining information, filing forms, and paying taxes. Hi, I am Shaquille Rochester Shorter, and welcome to Finance Matters. Today, I will be speaking with Mr. Leighton Beckles, Communications Officer at TAJ, about the services that you can now access online. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the Ministry of Finance on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to see all the episodes and highlights. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Shaquille. It's nice to be here with you.
TAJ is now digital. Tell us what this means for people doing business at the tax office.
Well, simply it means that persons can interact with us in the virtual space, the digital space. So persons are able to interact with our services from the convenience of pretty much anywhere. Whether it's home, whether it's on the move, they can take hold of many of our services while they are away from the tax office. So you don't have to come to the tax office to do some of the things that persons used to have to some time ago.
So what kind of business can I do online now?
Well, there are a number of things. I mean, the major one that pops up and comes to mind is property tax. persons are now able to interact with the property tax services. They are able to pay their property tax, and they can actually query their liabilities online. Now, online, which is the space where persons can get that information, is jamaicatax.gov.jm.
Okay.
And persons can interact there and utilize the services of making payments for property taxes, querying. Added to that, we've added some more features that are value added, which allows persons to self-serve.
Tell us about those features.
And some of these features are persons are able to renew their driver's license online, which is pretty big. So you don't have to come into a tax office to make the payment, to renew your driver's license. And once you start that process, you go into the tax office with the documents. All the information is there on the website, and all the information on what you need to bring in. And once you do that, start the process, you bring those bits of documentation into the tax office. It actually fast tracks that driver's license process. More efficiency, and it just works better for the tax-paying public. Added to that, persons are able to pay their traffic ticket fines. So if you happen to be in the unfortunate situation where you've been fined and you need to pay a traffic ticket, you don't necessarily have to go into a tax office.
I don't have a ticket right now, but I know people that this information will be useful too.
And it's important because you have to also remember that you can pay that traffic ticket fine within the 21 clear days that is stipulated by law. So it has to happen. If you've missed that period, then you have to visit the tax office.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, not visit the tax office. You'd have to go to court, so it becomes a summons. So persons are able to do those bits online.
Are customers really taking advantage of the services online? What's your take?
Oh yes, persons have been taking advantage of it, especially the business community. Now for TAJ, our main taxes, what persons will hear, income tax, GCT, special consumption tax, telephone call tax. These business-related taxes, as we like to call them in tax administration, Jamaica, are taxes that can be filed online. So you don't have to come into our tax office. So the business community,
they're taking advantage of this.
Taking advantage of this. The general public, though, they have been taking advantage of some of the other services. Because, Shaquille, did you know that persons are able to start the process of applying for their taxpayer registration number online? And we've been seeing persons just taking that up. Added to that, persons who are applying for a tax compliance certificate. You can apply for it online, you can renew it online. So if you kind of get the idea of the trend of where the tax authority is going, we want to ensure that we provide persons with value-added services so that they can do it themselves. They don't necessarily have to come into our spaces. And I mean, we all want to see a tax compliant Jamaica. And a part of this is doing business with a tax authority that's grounded in what is happening in the environment now. And we help to keep the wheels of commerce going by providing these services online.
So what services continue to be done directly in the tax office at this time?
Well, pretty much taxpayers have the option of doing pretty much all the services online, except the filing of taxes. There's a mandate that persons must file online. But pretty much everything else, persons have the option to come into the tax office. So take, for example, the motor vehicle registration. Persons still have to come into the tax office to do that. You can pay a property tax in office. You can apply for your TRN within a tax office. So pretty much, everything. But the thing for us, Shaquille, is that you have options. And that's where TAJ comes from. We had to take an introspective look, and introspection for anybody, especially a public sector organization, is not easy. We had to ask the hard questions, and we had to give the answers. And one of the things is that we understand the environment in which we are now operating, and we decided that we had to push the game forward. So you have the option of doing it inline, but we like to say, why, expose yourself to the crowds, and because crowds are a thing, persons are coming into the tax office. Well, expose yourself to that. If you have a mobile device,
Leighton, you said crowd, and that brings me back to a memory when I went to Constant Spring to renew my driver's license, and the line was at the back in the parking lot, and that was just crazy in my mind. So I'm glad that we're moving forward where more things are now digital and people can do things online, so we won't be seeing those long lines. So On that note now, Leighton, are you able to tell me about future partnerships that, TAJ will be embarking?
Well, Tax Administration Jamaica, one of the things that's important to us, our business, is that we engage our stakeholders. Our stakeholders are absolutely essential to what we do because they inform how we roll out different aspects of our operations. And one of the partnerships that comes to mind is, our partnerships with the Insurance Association of Jamaica, where we are looking at bringing the registration of motor vehicles online. So what that means in layman language is that soon, persons will be able to register their motor vehicle.
That's good news for me.
It's going to be very good news. So we're still, working through some bits, and we're ensuring that we're getting it right so that once we roll it out in the very full sense, once it's rolled out, then persons are able to benefit from that. We partner with, both public and private sector entities.
Okay, tell us.
So from the public sector entity point of view, then we look at working with the Ministry of Local Government, because now, as I said, persons would have been able to pay their property tax online. We're also looking at we are working with the Jamaica Constabulary Force to look at police record fee payments being able to be done online. And some of the deeper partnerships in public sector is that with eGov Jamaica, they have been able to help us to, push the envelope, because I'm not sure if you know, we have a mobile application.
Yes.
And that mobile application, it is available at this point, to Android users. But I'm an Apple person.
Myself, so when is it coming over?
We are working on that. We have not forgotten about that. So that is definitely coming. But Android users have the option now to get onto, is it Google Play Store? Android users, right? Google Play Store, yes. Get onto the Google Play Store, download the app, and they're able to make their traffic ticket fine payments there, pay your property tax there, query your property tax. So we are making some incremental steps. One of the big things though with our digitization is our revenue administration information system.
Okay.
It's a mouthful, or people just call it RAISE. Now what that allows the taxpayer to do is to pretty much use the services of TAJ in a very fulsome way. So they can file their returns online, they can actually look at the return, send messages to us, so it makes the process of doing business with us so much easier, and it really is the spine of our online services.
So Lena, before we go, just remind us where we can go to do business with TAJ online.
So persons can visit our website, jamaicatax.gov.jm. That's where persons will get information on how they go about making payments, how they go about interacting with any of our online services. But if persons do need support, there's a whole range of support out there. They can call through to our customer care center. That's 888-829-4357. We also have a number that is for the Jamaican diaspora, especially in the North American side, where they can just visit the website to get that number, to get support, to call into our customer care center.
Nice.
We have a pretty big footprint on social media, so we're on all the socials. So persons can get information, or if you want, Shaquille, you walk into any tax office, speak with a taxpayer education officer, and we will tell you about the many ways TAJ is working together to serve persons even better and changing the way we're doing business.
I am sure they are very much equipped with helping me, Mr. Beckles. So thank you for coming on our program today. And thank you for joining us on this episode of Finance Matters. Remember to follow us on social media at MOF Jamaica and tune in next week as we continue to demystify the economic and fiscal policies and initiatives implemented by the government to empower Jamaicans as we chart a path to Jamaica's economic prosperity.
We've come to the end of our show for today. Do join us again tomorrow and we'll bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care and thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.